Nutrition in animals. We know that animals feed on plants or other animals that eat plants. In other words, all animals depend on plants directly or indirectly for food. Hence, they are called heterotrophs. Depending upon the food habit, animals are classified into the following types. Number 1, herbivores. Animals that eat plants are called herbivores. For example, cow, buffalo, goat, etc. Number 2, carnivores. Animals that eat the flesh of other animals are called carnivores. For example, lion, tiger, wolf, etc. Number 3, omnivores. Animals that eat both are called omnivores. For example, human beings, bear, dog, etc. We humans are omnivores and we eat different kinds of food from both plant and animal sources. Food items like cereals, pulses, fruits and vegetables are obtained from plant sources, while eggs, milk, meat and fish are animal sourced foods. All of us enjoy eating food that is pleasant to taste and easy to digest. In the following table, note the food items you eat in a meal and the principal nutrients they contain. Do they make a balanced diet? The components of the food that animals eat, such as carbohydrates, fats and proteins, are complex solid organic matter. These are changed into simple soluble forms so that they can be easily absorbed and provide nutrition. Animal nutrition is the process of intake of food and its utilization in the body for growth and energy. We human beings take nutritious food and so do majority of animals. This type of nutrition of ready-made solid or liquid organic food is called Holozoic nutrition. Now we shall study Holozoic nutrition in some detail. Holozoic nutrition involves 5 steps. These 5 steps are as follows. Number 1, ingestion. The process of taking in food into the body from external environment is called ingestion. Number 2, digestion. The breakdown of complex organic food into simple soluble forms so that it can be absorbed by the body's cells is called digestion. Certain chemical substances called enzymes help in the breakdown of these complex food items. Number 3, absorption. The process of absorbing soluble nutrients by the body cells is called absorption. Number 4, assimilation. The utilization of nutrients absorbed by the body cells is called assimilation. Number 5, egestion. The removal of undigested waste products from the body is called egestion. Ways of ingestion in different animals. Amoeba engulfing particles of food by projecting out its false feet called pseudopodia. Paramecium sweeping the food particles by cilia along with the water currents into a mouth-like structure. Hydra entangling small aquatic animals and paralyzing the prey with special stinging cells and tentacles. Food is then pushed inside the mouth. Mosquito and butterfly sucking blood, mosquito or nectar butterfly by mouth parts that are modified as feeding tube. Frog shooting out long sticky tongue to catch the prey and immediately withdrawing the tongue into its mouth. Duck filtering tiny food particles in water through holes that are present in its beak. Human being using fingers and hands to lift the food into the mouth cavity. Nutrition in amoeba. Amoeba, a protozoan, is a single-celled microscopic organism found in ponds, ditches and canals. It constantly changes its shape by giving out finger-like projections, the pseudopodia, false feet that aid in locomotion and food capture. It feeds on microscopic plants and animals in water. Its mode of nutrition is Holozoic, involving these steps of ingestion, digestion, absorption, assimilation, and egestion. Let us find out how it takes place. Ingestion. Amoeba sends out pseudopodia to engulf the prey. The pseudopodia surround the food without touching it. Later, they fuse at their tips to form food vacuole. Digestion. Inside the food vacuole, food gets digested and is broken down into simpler substances by the action of digestive enzymes. Absorption and assimilation. Digested food diffuses into the cytoplasm where it is assimilated. Egestion. The undigested food is expelled out from the body. Digestion in human beings. The digestive system of human beings consists of a long tube called alimentary canal and digestive glands mentioned. Alimentary canal, a long, continuous and muscular tube consisting of organs of varying diameter and shape. In an adult, it is about 9 meters long. It has opening at both ends and consists of the following parts: mouth or buccal cavity, esophagus or food pipe, stomach, small intestine, large intestine, rectum, anus. Digestive glands, organs associated with the alimentary canal which secrete digestive juices into it. The different glands are salivary glands, liver, pancreas. The mouth cavity. Mouth is the opening of alimentary canal. Food is taken in or ingested into the mouth cavity. What changes take place when you put food in the mouth? You feel the taste of food by your tongue. Food is then acted upon by the teeth and saliva. The process of biting and chewing down the food into small pieces and mixing it with saliva is called mastication. The role of these may be summarized as follows. Teeth help in biting, chewing and grinding the food. The muscular tongue has taste buds on its surface that helps to taste food of different tastes: sweet, sour, salty, bitter and umami. Earlier, it was believed that taste buds that detect different types of taste lie in different areas, but it is not true. That is, particular kind of taste buds are not segregated at particular locations. At the taste sites, different taste buds are scattered. However, the tip and the sides of the tongue have concentration of taste buds. The tongue also helps in moving the food in the mouth cavity so that it is properly chewed and mixed with the saliva. Without a tongue, we would neither be able to speak clearly nor swallow the chewed food. The saliva, secreted by 3 pairs of salivary glands, is poured into mouth cavity. It moistens the food and lubricates it so that the food becomes easy to be swallowed. Our mouth has salivary glands that secrete saliva. Saliva contains enzymes that break down the insoluble starch of the food into soluble sugar. This is the initiation of digestion. You can actually feel the change when you chew a piece of chapati or bread. It will slowly begin to taste sweet, which means that the starch of chapati is being converted into sugar. Starch is partially digested to sugar in the mouth. Teeth. Our teeth gives the shape to our face. They help us to speak clearly. More importantly, they break the food into smaller pieces that help in the digestion process. Activity 1. Aim to study human dentition. Materials required: a set of denture. Procedure: ask your teacher to get a complete set of denture from the dentist who visits your school. Count the number of teeth and observe the different shapes of the teeth in each jaw. Now ask your friend to open his or her mouth wide enough so that you are able to see all the teeth properly. Identify the different types of teeth and compare it with the denture. Observation: you will see that the number of teeth per jaw in the denture is 16, representing the denture of an adult. Your friend will have only 14 teeth in each jaw. The shape of the individual tooth in your friend's jaw will be similar to that of the denture. Similarly, tell your friend to observe your dentition. Conclusion: children like you have 28 permanent teeth. This is because the last 4 molars, called wisdom teeth, are yet to erupt. 2 sets of teeth. Human beings have different numbers of teeth at different times in their lives. You have no teeth when you are born. They start growing when you are about 6 months old and grow till you are about 2 years of age and are 20 in total number. These are your milk teeth. But these teeth do not last for long. Around the age of 6, they start falling out. New teeth grow out in their place from your gums. These are your permanent teeth. Have you tried to count them? See your reflection in the mirror with open mouth and count all your teeth. How many permanent teeth do you have now? If you lose any tooth of this set, you will not get any new one in its place. An adult has 32 permanent teeth. The outer visible part of the teeth is called crown and the bottom part is called the root. The outer layer of the crown is called enamel, which is the hardest substance found in the human body. Types of teeth. The following 4 types of teeth occur in an adult human. Name of tooth: incisor, canine, premolar, molar. Shape: chisel shaped, sharp and pointed, flat and ridged with small grooves, flat and wide. Function: cutting and biting, tearing, crushing and cracking, grinding and chewing. Upper jaw: 4, 2, 4, 6. Lower jaw: 4, 2, 4, 6. Total 32, 8, 4, 8, 12. Tooth decay. Bacteria present in the surroundings of teeth are the main cause of tooth decay. If we do not keep our teeth clean, bits of food sticking to the teeth can cause growth of bacteria. The bacteria attack the sugar present in food and form a white film called plaque. Plaque that is not removed by proper brushing produces acid that dissolves the enamel, making little holes or cavities. This brings about tooth decay. Through these cavities, infection gets inside the tooth, and when it reaches the nerves, it causes toothache. Tooth decay results in bad breath, toothache, tooth loose, bleeding gums, and indigestion. Hygiene of teeth. Avoid eating too much sweets. Diet should contain the vitamins and minerals. Brush your teeth daily in the morning and at night before going to bed. Use a dental floss for removing matter from places where toothbrush cannot reach. Visit the dentist once a year for dental checkup. Activity 2. Aim to show the effect of saliva on starch. Materials required: 2 test tubes, starch powder, iodine solution, water and dropper. Procedure: take 2 test tubes and mark them A and B. Half fill the test tube A with water. Mix a pinch of starch powder to it in order to make starch solution. Pour half of the starch solution from test tube A to test tube B. Now put about 3 ml of saliva into test tube B and mix it by shaking. After 5 to 6 minutes, add a few drops of iodine solution to each of the test tubes A and B. Observation: test tube A gives a blue-black color. No change in color is observed in test tube B. Conclusion: this is because the test tube A has starch solution, thus it confirms the starch test by changing into blue-black color. Test tube B also had starch solution, but it changed into sugar by the action of enzymes present in the saliva. Hence, no change in color is observed. Esophagus: when a portion of the food is chewed, the tongue helps in rolling and pushing it to the pharynx. From pharynx, food passes to a long tubular esophagus that runs along the neck and chest. No digestion takes place here. The food is gently squeezed downwards into the stomach by the rhythmic contractions of muscular walls of the esophagus. This type of movement is called peristalsis and occurs throughout the alimentary canal. Stomach. The stomach is a J-shaped muscular bag-like structure. It lies on the left side of the abdomen, just below the ribs. Gentle movement of the stomach wall churns the food. The wall of stomach is lined by glands that secrete protein digestive enzymes, hydrochloric acid, and mucus. The secretions from these glands are collectively called gastric juices. Protein digestive enzymes break down proteins into simpler forms. Hydrochloric acid kills many harmful bacteria in the food and makes the medium in stomach acidic for digestive enzymes to be effective. The mucus protects stomach wall from being corroded by the hydrochloric acid. Food remains in the stomach from a few minutes to a few hours depending on the type of food. The pulpy acidic fluid which passes from the stomach to the small intestine consists of gastric juices and partly digested food is called chyme. Small intestine. The homogeneous semi-digested food chyme passes from stomach into the small intestine. Most digestion occurs in the upper part of small intestine. Here the food is mixed with two important secretions from liver and pancreas. Some enzymes are also produced by the walls of small intestine. The liver is a reddish-brown colored gland situated on the right side just above the stomach. It is the largest gland in the body. It secretes a green liquid called bile. Bile is temporarily stored into a hollow pear-shaped organ, the gallbladder, attached to the liver. Bile is alkaline in nature and helps to neutralize the acidity of food leaving the stomach. It also helps in breakdown of fats. Pancreas, a leaf-shaped gland present below the stomach, secretes pancreatic juice that acts on carbohydrates and proteins, changing them further into simpler forms. The intestinal glands produce intestinal juice containing enzymes that complete the digestion of carbohydrates, proteins, and fats. Thus, digestion of food is completed. Carbohydrates are converted into glucose, proteins are converted into amino acids, fats break down into fatty acids and glycerol. Digested food in soluble forms is taken in through the walls of small intestine into the bloodstream. The wall of the small intestine has thousands of tiny finger-like projections, the villi, singular villus, which increase the surface area for absorption of nutrients. Each villus has fine blood capillaries close to its surface. The nutrients pass through the intestinal walls into the blood through these capillaries by the process of diffusion. It is then carried to all the body cells for building of complex substances such as proteins and carbohydrates. Lacteal, the lymphatic capillary, absorbs dietary fats. Large intestine, undigested food along with remaining water moves down into the large intestine. The large intestine is shorter than the small intestine, but it is wider. It is about 1.6 meter in length and 6 centimeter wide. It absorbs the remaining water, vitamins and useful minerals from the watery mass of undigested food remains. The undigested food material becomes semi-solid and then it is called feces. It passes through the large intestine and is stored in the rectum. It gets expelled from the body through anus at periodic intervals. Nutrition in herbivores. Grass-eating animals chew half-digested food or the chyme and are called ruminants. They ruminate or bring back the swallowed food to chew it again. Observe the cows, buffaloes and goats chewing continuously at rest, even when they are not eating. all ruminants are herbivores. Grass is rich in cellulose and difficult to digest. Many animals as well as humans cannot digest the cellulose. Then how do ruminants digest their food? Firstly, it requires more chewing. That is why ruminants have big chewing teeth with powerful jaw muscles. Ruminants have a unique stomach divided into four compartments: rumen, reticulum, omasum, and abomasum. The half chewed grass is swallowed and it first goes from mouth to rumen, the largest of the four compartments. Bacteria and protozoa present in the rumen break down the cellulose of the grass. This half digested food then goes into the second muscular chamber, the reticulum, from where it is sent back to the mouth as cud to be chewed again. This action is known as rumination. The re-chewed matter is swallowed for the second time. Bypassing the first two chambers, it enters the third chamber, the omasum, where food is broken down into smaller pieces. Also, the excess water is absorbed. Finally, it enters the fourth chamber, the abomasum, which is the true stomach. Enzymes act upon the food and digestion progresses. The cecum is the large area where the small and large intestines meet. Here, some previously undigested fiber is broken down. In animals like squirrels, horses, deer, and rabbits, the digestion of cellulose by microorganisms takes place in the cecum, which is the large organ in these animals. In humans, this organ is small and vestigial and is called the appendix. Signs in the vicinity. In case of parboiled rice, the loss of vitamins and minerals due to washing and discarding kanji is much less. This is because during parboiling the nutrient diffuses into the grain and a protective starch coating is formed on the grain. This coat prevents leaching of vitamins and minerals while washing and boiling, as in the case of non-parboiled rice. The food of herbivores is largely cellulose based. To ensure proper nutrition, they have two arrangements. Number one, they have continuously growing teeth to avoid being worn out and strong lower jaw muscles for chewing for long periods. And number two, the cellulose is digested by a special mechanism in the stomach. Diarrhea is the frequent passing of loose stools. With less fluid, nutrients, and more important salts in the body, we feel very weak and restless. It happens because of indigestion, since the intestine can't absorb undigested food. Intestinal absorption of nutrients and water can also be impaired if the villi are paralyzed because of toxins of an infection. This can lead to dehydration if fluid intake is not taken care of. Mouth of the cows are designed for eating grass. At the front, they have incisors only on the lower jaw. In the upper jaw, they have a hard, leathery dental pad. While eating, they use their tongue to pull the grass into their mouth, then pinch it between the dental pad and incisors of the lower jaw and tear the grass. Feeling of dizziness after a heavy meal is caused by increased blood flow to the stomach and intestines. This takes a lot of blood away from other parts of the body. As a result, the heart rate speeds up to pump more blood through the body. This causes a feeling of dizziness. 1/3 of elderly people experience this often.